Hello everybody and welcome back to another video on the Road to a Milli channel. It has been a long time since I've last uploaded. I've not really been trading for the last few years. I've now recently just looked back into getting into trading once again, and it seems like the prop firm space has become a lot better than it was when I was trading a few years ago. Taking me a little bit of time to get back onto the charts and understand, but I have decided to go for an evaluation account with Alpha Futures, in which I'm going to be speaking about here. I'll very briefly go over a few reasons why. I will cover more of this in the coming videos. I'm actually doing a challenge for doing 7 days of content on Alpha Futures, which will actually allow me to gain another 50k account, which is what I've already purchased. So that can actually take me up to 100k of evaluations in the next week or so. So first off, once I kind of got back into looking into trading once again, I looked at many of the, I suppose, creators in the space that have, put out videos in the last few years. Many spoke really highly of Alpha Futures, which made me start looking into the firm. I understand they had Alpha Capital Group, in which they've done very, very well and been successful with that. And now with the future side of things, they've now set up here. I've sort of transitioned over to looking into futures trading recently, having tried to refine my strategy, coming away from Forex and CFDs. So it seemed like, why not to get involved with Alpha Futures. At the time of purchasing the account, there was a 25% discount, which I took advantage of, which allowed me to purchase a 50k for, I think it was about $74. That would be a monthly subscription, of course. So let's kind of just get into things and go through a few things on Alpha Futures, which has made me want to come and actually set up an account with them. Not really much on here. Of course, they are quite highly rated, I suppose, on Trustpilot. Some can kind of manipulate that, but we won't go into that right now. First off, largest payout cap. So it doesn't really restrict you, I suppose, in being a funded trader. Maximum withdrawal of 15,000. I know it's a long shot right now, but it's just nice to know that they don't really limit their traders. It's actually quite favorable in terms of being able to take payouts and such. Drawdown in the industry seems good in terms of the 4%, and this is on an end of day balance, so it depends on where you end up for the day instead of it being intraday. So if you've ended up having a profitable trade that then comes back into some form of drawdown, that actually eats into your drawdown with other firms, which I don't really like. So I like how Alpha Futures has it in a way where it's your end of day drawdown. So once you've actually closed out all of your trades and we roll on into the next day, do you quite like that? We'll kind of go more into depth in how these kind of work. So I'm just going to briefly go over some of this today. Maximum loss limit. This is not really something that I've really seen so much, I suppose, when I was looking into the CFD firms before and FTMO and such. I don't think this was a thing. Maybe it's something that's come in recently in terms of once you receive a payout, then they scale their maximum loss to $0, as in if you had a 50k account, made 5k, so you now have 55k, withdraw the 5k, and then some firms, I believe, then bring the loss limit to the 50k, which can breach your account. I think I've got that right there, but it seems that Alpha Futures doesn't do it in that way, which is nice. I've been on the Discord server as well, so this is something I've kind of looked into also. Seems that there's good responses on there. The community seems quite good as well, so a lot of people speaking highly of Alpha Futures, showing their payouts and such, so that's quite nice to know. Something, I think this is to do with Alpha Prime. Yeah, that's correct. So something I'll kind of hit up on in a future video, perhaps, is speaking about Alpha Prime. So the team at Alpha Futures are actually going to look through the trades that you're making and I suppose the risk and how well you do. Not necessarily for the best traders to then get onto this, but it's to actually get onto live funding and potentially come and meet the team and work with the team on the London trading floor. I'll go more in depth into this in another video. So it seems quite nice that there's sort of another thing to look at as opposed to just only going for maximum allocation. There's kind of another goal in which you can start to receive a salary. You get profit share on the live account as well. So it's actually quite nice to think there's something more to kind of aim for and strive for. I know it's a long way away at the moment, having just got back into trading, but something quite nice there to kind of think about potentially in the future. Of course, I am in London as well, so it could be quite easy for me to get there as well. So that's mostly it. I did choose to go into the zero plan. Won't really cover the others right now. At the time of purchasing the account, there was a discount of 25%. So it brought this down to $75 or $74 for the first month anyway. So a few reasons why I've chosen to go down this. So first things that I was kind of looking into in terms of Alpha Futures and other firms was their drawdown to profit target. So drawdown to profit is 1.5. I think some other firms are kind of like 2 to 1. So you need to achieve 2 times profit for every one drawdown that they give you in terms of that. So quite nice and favorable in that sense. Resets $79 and daily loss guard. So I think I'm right in saying that this is soft breach. Once you actually hit the $1,000 as a daily loss. So what happens is they close your trades, liquidate them, but you won't be breached on the account, which is also quite nice. I don't really ever come close to a daily loss. I just kind of refine my risk to ensure that I don't really come close to that. I have placed my first trade, which I'll go through shortly. Consistency score, we'll go through that another time. Max allocation is 3 accounts, so we'll be pushing towards getting that. Having done these videos, hopefully over the next 7 days, I will then receive another 50k 0 account. So that'll actually put me at 2 of these 3 accounts. Hopefully I can get these qualified for passing the evaluation and get into a qualified status. I suppose it's nice to know within the evaluations, not like a minimum trading days, which I remember with FTMO when I was trading some time ago. Don't know if that's still the case with FTMO, haven't really looked back into them, but we'll do so in the future once again. So a lot of favourable things with Alpha Futures, which is why I've actually gone towards choosing to go with them. I will quickly go through my account and what that looks like at the moment. So I did take my first trade of today. Won't really go into the analysis side of things right now, but was looking at the Nasdaq, and of course with the way the contracts and such work on Alpha Futures, went for the micro ticker to ensure that I wasn't overextending in terms of risk. And I was just double checking also when I did place the trades that I was actually not putting on too much size, and it was a micro instead of a mini. So I'll kind of go through that in a second when we speak about the trade. I was just looking, won't really go into analysis in this video anyway, just wanted to quickly briefly go over me actually starting an account with Alpha Futures. Did come into a loss with this, which is about 0.5%, so down 0.5% on the account at the moment. It also shows the daily loss here, which is quite nice. Is also that 1,000 that they do give you, about 25% of that, or 27%. So a long way away from that. It was the only trade I was going to take for today. Also, it was just sort of to get to grips with learning how to use the account, the platform. Never used AlphaTix before, so just got me familiar with the account and such. Also, just double checked with making sure in terms of contract sizes that I wasn't going overboard with that. So I did take a trade in this sort of area here. I was looking for a short. Did get stopped out on this run up here. Sort of consolidated, and we've started to see a bit of a move lower. Understood that we are really in a premium in this time frame, so was looking for a short. Won't go too in depth into the technical side of things here, but yeah, so really happy so far with setting up this account. Hopefully in the next few days we can start to see more profit on this account, of course, with the platform. So it's actually quite nice to show you your performance stats. So did take a 0.2 just over a 0.5% loss on this account. For today, only had the one trade today. Shows us two because I did split it into two. I took a one contract size on this account first, just to ensure that I wasn't over risking, set my stop loss, saw that the risk was about $30. So I wanted to take on board more risk on that. So did increase the size, which is why it shows 6 lots now. And yeah, ended up taking that full loss as about $270 on the account. Really small, so not really too worried about that. I wanted to keep the risk small at this point. And yeah, it's really nice with the performance that they show on this as well. It was a really short trade. It just shot up straight away, straight into my stop loss, which was like 2 minutes. So really short trade. I know that that's not something that they want on the account. It's not something that I was looking to do. Certainly wasn't going to be taking the profit in like 2 minutes. I was looking for a 2-to-1 on this trade as well, so I was looking for about $700 almost for this particular trade. So not too upset with the result of it, just trying to get a hang of using this as well. For those that are looking to set up an account as well, I think this is a great firm. Really like their dashboard and stuff. Really nice and easy to use. It's quite clean. We'll kind of go through some of the other features moving forward as I start to learn more about this. I did, of course, get the 25% discount on this account, and I believe you can always get a 10% discount, which I'll try to get a link and put in the description at the bottom of this video. Hopefully that's helpful. I'm going to start to try to do more content as I'm getting back into trading once again. And yeah, just anyone, feel free to comment away in the comment section down below. I will be looking at any comments. And yeah, just trying to get back into the space. Thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.